First of all, take a breath, all right? She didn't make it. She died.
Oh, no! No!
On the quiet night of July 12, 2022, in Ray Township, Michigan, a scene of profound grief unfolds inside a police interrogation room. A man named Matthew Molicone, known as Matt, is told his wife has died. His reaction is explosive, a complete physical and emotional breakdown. But what appears to be the anguish of a devastated husband is only the beginning of a story far more complex and deceptive. To understand what led to this moment, we must rewind to the chaotic start of the evening. It all began with a desperate 911 call. A man reported a shooting, claiming his wife had been shot. Just as that call ended, a second one came in from a different person at a neighboring house. This caller was panicked, reporting that someone was shooting at their home. The dispatcher quickly pieced together a terrifying reality. There were two active shooters. The first caller was Matt. The second caller identified the gunman as the very same Matt, creating a tangled web of accusations before police even arrived on the scene. Officers raced into an unpredictable and dangerous situation. They found Matt in his vehicle with his wife, Kim, who was unresponsive with a gunshot wound to her neck. Matt cried out for help, appearing as a victim trying to save his wife. The officers pulled Kim from the car to render aid, but in the chaos, they spotted a gun near Matt. He was immediately detained as one of the suspected shooters. Yet, the danger was far from over. Matt insisted another gunman, a man named Danny Geno, or Danny, was still at large, wounded but armed. The police now had one suspect in custody and another barricaded in a nearby house with children inside. It was a tactical nightmare, with conflicting stories and lives hanging in the balance. With Kim rushed to the hospital, police focused on securing the scene. They carefully approached Danny's home, calling for him to come out. Soon, Danny's mother emerged, confirming her son was inside, shot in the leg, but alive. She also revealed a critical detail that escalated the tension. Her pregnant daughter-in-law was in the house, with children and a pregnant woman potentially in the line of fire. The stakes were incredibly high. Officers eventually managed to get Danny out. He was brought out on a stretcher, his leg wound clearly visible. With both Matt and Danny in custody, the immediate threat was over, but the investigation was just beginning. The two men were taken to the station for questioning, and their stories painted two completely different pictures of the night's events. Matt was interrogated first. He claimed that his wife Kim and Danny had been involved in an on-again, off-again affair for 9.5 years. According to Matt, he had discovered the affair years ago and had found out again just 45 days prior. He alleged that on that fateful night, he and Kim drove to Danny's house so she could definitively end the relationship. Matt described pulling up to the house and being immediately confronted by Danny, who emerged from his garage pointing a gun at them like a police officer. Matt claimed he raised his hands in surrender, but as soon as he told Danny to stay away from his wife, Danny fired the first shot. Matt stated that he only returned fire to defend himself and Kim before they tried to flee in their car.
He comes out of the garage like this, like a police officer, right at my face. And I put my hands up. And I say, "Whoa, bro."
When it was Danny's turn to speak, his account directly contradicted Matt. Danny, questioned while sitting in a wheelchair due to his injury, told investigators that his affair with Kim had ended 2 years prior when he met his current wife. He claimed he had not seen Kim in over a year, though she had recently tried to contact him through his family and business. Danny described a peaceful evening at home, having a barbecue with his family. He saw a truck pull up but didn't recognize who it was. He said Matt approached him aggressively, getting face to face with him. It was only then that he saw Kim get out of the car. Danny stated that Matt was the aggressor and prepared to fire at him, forcing Danny to draw his own weapon in self-defense. From that point on, he claimed everything was a blur, a frozen moment of terror as shots were fired. The investigation was at a standstill. Both men claimed self-defense. Both swore the other pulled the trigger first. One of them was lying, and with Kim's life on the line, detectives needed to find out who. The case took a devastating turn when news came from the hospital. An officer had to deliver the grim update to both suspects. Kim had not survived her injuries. Confronted with this, Matt's dramatic breakdown on the floor occurred, while Danny became visibly upset, repeating that he had done nothing wrong and that Matt had come to his house. With the case now officially a homicide investigation, the pressure mounted. Under the weight of the investigation, one of the men began to slip up. During questioning, police pressed Matt on the details of the escape. He had initially claimed he was in the passenger seat, but his story about how the car was driven away was inconsistent. The detectives knew something wasn't right. The true breakthrough, however, came from an unexpected source. A new witness came forward, Lori Grant, one of Kim's close friends. Her testimony would completely reframe the entire incident.
She said Matt had taken her car from her. She's not allowed to drive anymore. He was abusive. So Kim was high. Can you help me get the glass off of me? While she was there, she said, Matt's going to kill me tonight, I know it.
Lori told police a story that shattered Matt's portrayal as a loving, wronged husband. She revealed that Matt was abusive. Just hours before the shooting, Kim had shown up at Lori's house, dropped off by her son because Matt had taken her car keys. Kim was high on drugs and acting erratically. Most chillingly, Kim confided a deep fear to her friend, stating that she knew Matt was going to kill her that night. This new information painted Matt in a sinister new light. The image of the grieving husband was replaced by that of a potential abuser. But the final piece of the puzzle was the one thing that couldn't lie: surveillance footage from a camera at Danny's house. The video captured the entire horrifying sequence of events. It showed Matt and Kim's vehicle arriving. Matt got out and confronted Danny in the driveway. After a heated exchange, gunshots erupted. Kim scrambled back into the driver's seat of their car while Matt got into the passenger side. But they didn't just flee. The footage clearly showed the passenger side window rolling down. Matt leaned out, extended his arm, and fired multiple shots back toward the house as they drove away. The footage blew the case wide open. It corroborated Danny's claim that Matt was the aggressor who kept shooting even while retreating. It exposed Matt's lie about only shooting in initial self-defense. The final, tragic truth was confirmed by the forensic evidence. While Matt fired multiple shots at Danny and his home, it was Danny who had fired back in self-defense. And in the chaotic crossfire, one of Danny's bullets had struck Kim in the neck as she sat in the driver's seat, killing her. She was not killed by her lover, but by a bullet fired in response to her own husband's violent assault. With the truth laid bare, Matt was arrested and charged with voluntary manslaughter and assault with a deadly weapon. The jury saw through his deception. He was sentenced to up to 15 years for manslaughter and a consecutive term of up to 40 years for the assault. Danny Geno was found not guilty on all charges. His actions deemed a clear case of self-defense. But there was no happy ending. A woman was dead, her family was broken, and her children were left traumatized. A community was left reeling from a senseless tragedy born from a web of lies and violence that never should have happened.